He's one of the best scientific minds we have today.
Alright everybody, we're back for episode 2 of the workshop. As you just saw there, we got a bunch of wood delivered. We got 40 sheets of 8 foot tall by 4 foot wide MDF, half inch or 12 mil thick. Yeah, just 40 sheets. But we did pretty well. We got a pretty good deal on them, so we're very pleased with that. So for now, we're just kind of laying out where they're gonna, or like a rough idea of where they're gonna sit, but it gives you an idea of how the place is going to look. So by the time they're all attached and there'll be a trim along the bottom and painted white and all that stuff, it'll be pretty nice. So what we're doing today is, like we said, laying them out. We're only going to come about as far as there because we still no door, so we don't want any moisture getting in there. We're probably only going to come as far as that pillar, that middle pillar there, for the time being until the door does arrive. But yeah, we're going to try anyway, at least, to get all of this knocked out today. We'll see what happens. So this is David, my brother. But what we're doing is, I suppose you'd call it a spacer, is it?
Yeah, just blocking out.
Yeah, we're going to make a spacer.
So we can take the wiggle out of the board.
Yeah, because the board's got kind of a little, not super wonky, but a little bit. So what we're going to do is, they're pretty wonky. About as wonky as yourself, I suppose. Yeah. You can see it. Exactly, yeah. So we're going to put the spacer in behind, say between the sheeting and the MDF sheet, to straighten it out and then screw it in. So in theory that will straighten all the boards out, and it should have a relatively easier time of making it all square. Shouldn't be too bad. And even if they're off square, as long as they're level at the top, we're going to leave. What do we have at the bottom? We have about a half inch or an inch space. Is it?
I think we might even go more.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
Watch out, if we're running the compressor down through here.
Oh, true, yeah.
Because I only had to lift the fucking shoe there.
Yeah.
But we want to really take that off and lift that one again, I think.
Do you think so?
I'll just put a piece under it. And then we can kick it out, because it's a pin hole to get that out from under the shoe.
Okay, and we wouldn't have the space to slide it out sideways, yeah. You know? Yeah, we'll see. We'll work it out, I suppose, yeah.
Because I do want to leave it open for the compressor there.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, yeah. Yeah, it makes the most sense, I guess. Okay, so while we're doing that, other progress that has been made is obviously, as you saw in the little time-lapse clip, the lights are up. All the wiring is ran for the plugs. So the plan for that is, once the boards are up, we're going to drill a little hole for where we want the plugs to sit. The electrician is going to come along and just pop the cable. Well, we could probably even do it ourselves, just pop the cables through, but he'll come along and put the plug box onto the front of those. And then whenever the roller door does arrive, there's wires and stuff, there's provisions there for that. So, like I said, the job for today is get as many of these boards up as we can. Okay, so about an hour. How long are we? It's about an hour and a bit, 2 hours. maybe. We have the back wall pretty much done. Well, we have a section in the middle, obviously, with David's just trimming up a piece for that now. No. I'm talking to myself. So what we're doing is, rather than, we didn't end up using the spacer, but what we've done is we're kind of, I suppose, backing them to keep them square in each edge. Now it looks a little bit bowed at the back there, but we'll worry about all that as we go. That corner is done. We're going to run a few little pieces at the back as well to tighten those little gaps up. So what we're doing now is we've figured out that this section here is about half a board. Have we to take much out of the middle section? Or we're splitting it into
about 575.
Right.
So I'll come in and then we'll see how we slip the big one in. If we can't, I'll try and
Yeah.
it off or something.
So the idea is,
It's actually quite handy. This is 1220 and we need about 6 either side.
cool. Right, so we're going to split that up the middle, and in theory it should fit in between, say, like, it'll tuck in behind the beam a little bit. So we should be able to get away with splitting it as opposed to taking a section out of the middle. So it's been a good few weeks since the clips you've last seen, maybe a month, I'd say, if not a bit more. And as you would have seen, there's been a lot of updates. It's been kind of hard to film everything, to be honest, because we might have an hour here to do something in the evening. We might have a few hours on a Sunday. For example, my brother and I were here yesterday and we just went for it all day and got as much as we could done. We got some more boards up, we got some trim up. I'll show you all of that in a minute. It looks really good. The lift has arrived, which I'm sure you've seen. I'll show you that up close in a minute. So yeah, it's a bit of a mess of an episode, but we're getting there for sure. So let me take you around and I'll show you all the progress that we've made the last couple of weeks. So hang on there now, don't get dizzy while we figure this out. Here we go. Okay, so the last few boards are up over here. On this side, they obviously need paint. The trim is done along the bottom. The idea of doing the trim for it was to paint it first. Then, as you can see, I'll show you up close, to put a nice edge on it. You can see paint it, put that edge on it, and then attach it to the wall, and then paint the rest, because there'd be no way to cleanly paint them when they're on the ground. You'd get ground all over the place. We have also, after some rough weather, discovered that water was kind of splashing and bouncing off the ground and coming in anywhere from a foot to a bit more along there. So I've expanded and foamed all the way along there. Now I'm not taking down all those boards to do it all again, but I've managed to get in along there, and I just ran out of the cans I have. I'll get a few more of those. We've got a couple more boards up there, nothing too crazy. We need to notch them for around the electric cables there, but that's something that's kind of in my brother's corner. He'll do whatever it is he wants to do there. The whole place needs definitely, well, obviously those boards and those boards are going to need between 3 and 4 coats. The rest of the place needs definitely one more coat. Down here, I'll show you the progress I've been making today. We have the trim is done all the way along the bottom. You can see it all the way along there, and that follows all the way along up as far as the door that you've just seen. All the way along the bottom. Again, it all needs a coat of paint, or a couple of coats of paint. And we've done trim along the top edge that has that same kind of rounded edge on it, around the corner. I mean, you would have seen me painting the beam there. That'll need another coat and just to be finished off. I have started to fill in any screw holes or any little bits in the joints with just like decorating caulk, the white spoogey stuff. But it looks kind of patchy there, but I'll give it a little bit of sand when it's dry, or a bit of a sanding when it's dry. And the last coat of paint will clear up any little gaps. Then we decided, we weren't entirely sure whether we were going to leave the windows as they were. Like you can see the boards come up past the window all around there. And I don't mind it, but it looks kind of shit from the outside, because if you're looking from the house, you can obviously see the other side of the board. So what we did yesterday, kind of as an experiment, was notch the wall around the window, and it makes it way, way, way brighter. This corner in particular is significantly brighter than it has been. So what I've been doing today is putting, it's very hard to see there now because the glare, but you can see I've been putting the trim around the edge, doing my 45 degrees is not very good at it, but I was never great at carpentry stuff. I've gone as far as there for now. I'm going to do a tidy up. What other progress have we made? Let's see. Before I show you the lift. Oh, obviously, the biggest thing is the door. 13 foot wide electric door, well, electric and manual. You can see the chain just hanging up there. Now we're going to leave that as it is. That'll only be used in case of an emergency, I suppose. We're still waiting on power. Hopefully there'll be an update on that in the next clip, I suppose, for you guys, but the next week or so for me. The door, you can see it here. Actually, I'll just show you. There's no point kind of talking about it. It came with 2 cool little remotes like that, so you can use the door from the car or whatever it's going to be. I'll get a clip of all that operating in a couple of minutes. That's a lot of the progress that's been made so far. So let me show you the lift. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen me posting this a couple of days ago. I've always wanted a lift for as long as I've been messing around with cars, which is about 20 years now, and I finally have one. And I'm super pleased. It's a Phoenix Automotive, you can see it there. I'll put a link to where I got it down in the box there for you if you want to have a look. It's a 4-ton, I don't remember what the serial number or whatever of it is, but it arrived last week. The guys had it fitted in about an hour, maybe hour and a half. Now again, because we have no power they were able to just plug it in with an extension lead and test it, and it works fine. I didn't lift anything up on it yet now, so I'll wait till we have actual power, but God forbid if there's anything disastrous happens with my car or my wife's car and I need to use it, I can just plug it in and lift it up a little bit. But I'm very, very pleased with it. I think it's a really, really cool piece. Something nice to have. It'll stop any kind of heartache of working on shit on the ground, you know. I'm very, very happy with it. Okay, so I changed my mind. I'm just going to leave this episode here. There's not going to be much progress for another, I don't know, it could be another week or two waiting for power and stuff, so there's no point kind of delaying it much longer. In the meantime, what I'll do is get the trim finished off, like what you've already seen. Get it done all the way around the rest, notch the window, notch the window, notch the window, blah, blah, blah. Some more paint. I have another big surprise coming in a couple of days' time for that corner, which will be a lot of fun. We'll do a separate video on that. So that's going to be it for this one. Like I said, I'm not going to drag it out much longer. So we'll throw this one up. Thanks for watching it. There is, like I said, a link to where I got the lift and any other relevant information down there in the box fee. I appreciate you watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any comments or anything like that, or any ideas that you think might be kind of cool for the shed, there's stuff that you may have done in your own sheds or anything like that, stick it down in the comments there, let me know. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.